Okay, so I hope you can see my screen. So yeah, so I'll just go over like everything that we offer on our platform, and I'll try to cover most of it. So welcome to CalStudio. CalStudio is a platform that lets you create custom AI apps and studios. So the main idea is that we provide a system where you can build a custom AI solutions, and we give you these customizable settings and different UI options. And for a long time, we targeted chatbots as in the style of GPT, so GPT chatbots. But we recently expanded beyond that, and we're now supporting all sorts of tools like image generators, video generation, file analysis, and then studios, which are agent bundles. And I'll go over that. Um, so as a first step, you have to create an account if you don't already have an account. We just require an email and a password, or you can log in with Google. And once you've done that, you will have access to this dashboard page. And over here, you can click on this create app to set up your very first app. So you will need an app before you can use most of the platform features that we offer. So over here in the create app page, you will see this different options. So what this means is that you have to select the model or the type of app that you will be building. So the first category is base models. So what this means is that you can select the model and then you can customize from there. So you can select an OpenAI model, a Claude model, or Gemini model, or yeah. And if you're building a voice app, then we offer two options, which is 11 Labs and OpenAI. So if you're going for voice, then you have to select either one of those. And the next thing is external providers. So this means that you have already built something on OpenAI, or you want to use an open router, your open router account, like a model that from open router and your own API key. So this is basically if you are using your own API keys, then you can use this option. The next thing is image generators, which is straightforward to understand. So this is basically the image AI image generation, like of it, like how you see with ChatGPT or Gemini. You just select the model and you just create a simple image generator tool. And this is also just this is just a part of the image and video generation. So you can select text to image or text to video. And the last thing is video generation tools. So we support both state-of-the-art AI video generation models like Sora and Veo. So you can decide which one you want to go with if you're building a video generation app. But I will give a brief overview on like the differences in these models too. So I will like for the sake of this demo, I'll just be building a simple learning app. So I will select OpenAI GPT, and I can change the model from here too. So this will now show me all the GPT or all the OpenAI models, but I can change that to show all models, which will give me all the models. But if you find it more intuitive, you can use the create option to select the model first. So I'll use the AI Copilot feature. So this sets up most of the options in the app, but I'll individually also talk about the ones that could be confusing. So I'll say something like, I want to build a simple learning um, app, or a simple, let's say, math learning app for grade 12 students. So this, once we click on generate, it will just generate most of the app's configuration. Let's just wait for that. Okay, so it has created like this basic app, and as you can see, it has added um, like if you scroll down, as you can see, it has added like a description. So you see your grade 12, that's the description, and then it has created a prompt which is not visible on the app, but it's visible over here. So if I expand that, you can see that this is created like the instructions for the bot. So you can change that, and you can tweak it. You can make it more specific. Like you can add examples to the app that like how it should perform, or you can add even a small knowledge base over here. So this can support up to 15,000 characters. So it's up to you if you want to like add more information to it, or if you want to keep it simple. So that's completely your choice. But a simple prompt does help with uh, like faster responses. But if it's a pretty long prompt, like 15,000 characters, then that could affect the latency of the response. So it's a subjective decision what you want to go with. Then it is added like a custom code. So this is the welcome to Math Tutor 12 step-by-step solutions is all custom code. And the other things it has added is design. So it has added like a background color, font color, feedback button, and some conversation starters. So it's added like 4 conversation starters. And now if I go back into basic, the only thing I need over here is the app name. So I'll just say test app, maybe test app. Okay, someone is trying to join. So, okay, so it will, um, yeah, so just continuing from, yeah, where I left. So once I have the name, I think most of the apps options they have been set up, but there's a lot of like individual options that you can tweak. So for example, there is turn off login. So once you create the app, all apps by default have this login functionality, so that each new user that you get on the app will have to log in or sign up. But if you don't like that, then you can disable it using the turn off login feature. So I'll quickly just create this app before I show you the other options. So I'll just take like one moment for it to be set up. Okay, so now it has been created, and I'll go back into the editor. So you will see the AI app on your dashboard. So you can go back into the editor by clicking on the edit app option. So yeah, and I will open this in on another tab. So I'll open this on another tab. Um, so this, um, okay, let me share this one. Okay, so now I'll open this on another tab. So this is my app, and this is now just a simple chatbot app. There's not too many options that I have tweaked around. So if I say something like and this is using GPT 5.2. So if I just say something like explain the chain rule in calculus, it will be pretty quick, and it'll give me the response that I'm will give a pretty generic response based on the prompt. And as you can see, it has formatted the equations, so it is following the instructions clearly. But now, if I go back into the editor, so yeah. So now let me start with showing you some of the options that we support. So I'll start with like this is a voice app, the option, and now once you make it a voice app, it will it will just be like a voice to voice app. So it'll let you talk to it, and it'll give you back a response. So here you can connect any voice from 11 Labs for this. So if there's like 11 Labs is the state of the art voice platform that has thousands of voices, or you can clone your own voice, and you can provide it here. Um, but what I'll do is I will just use OpenAI as the provider, just for this demo. But you can it's pretty easy to connect 11 Labs to. So I'll say probably Shimmer, and then I'll update this. Okay, so now this has become a voice app, and let me go back into my app page. So now it would work the same way, but the only difference is that you cannot send text inputs anymore. You can only talk with it. So if I say something like let me see if I can test this. Hi, how is it going? Okay, so usually it reads. Okay, okay. Yeah, so I can this way I can just keep talking to it, but the difference here is that if you use 11 Labs, the latency is much better. So it seems a more real time if you use 11 Labs. But OpenAI, you can see that there is a slight delay in the time that it takes to read the response. So I'll go back into the editor, and I'll disable this. So this is not a voice app anymore, but that's how you can make it a voice app. Now I'll go into design. So design is pretty straightforward. We support we support five different themes, um, but yeah, three are the main ones that are being used. So this is the LA theme, and this is the traditional theme. The traditional theme is pretty much used for more business-oriented apps or more professional apps. So this is how it will look. Um, and then we have Tokyo. So Tokyo is another um, app. So it's completely your choice, whichever one you want to go with. The only two themes that might not make sense for apps like these are Oslo and Berlin. So Oslo is used mainly for image generations or video generators. So it's still, it can be used, but it's not. Yeah, but it's not typically used for apps like these. And the last one is a recent one that we just added. So this is used for building applications that deal with file analysis. So something like a resume reviewer or a legal assistant that just reviews files and gives you back the output. That um, that works much better. Here I can even show you how the format of the output. So if I have a file, it will work like this. This is just a sample output, but this will, in the real production version, it will use the document, study that, and give you an analysis based on that. So this is not something that is related to the learning apps. That's why I think you should just stick to the top three options for this one. But it's but if you are building, let's say, for example, we had a customer who was building. Okay, one. Okay, so we had a customer who was building like a Excel an application that takes in Excel files and gives an analysis. So this new team really helped them to build that, but yeah, it's not chatbot oriented. Yeah, so I will go into the next thing. So the next thing is, if you are from a country that supports that uses right to left way of reading, so you can enable right to left to for that, and it's yeah, so that it becomes more localized as you distribute it. Yeah, and the other thing is you can add a custom user avatar. So what this means is, let me um, let me just quickly. Okay, so if I go back into this into my app and just so as you can see over here, it is using this generic image of a user, and it uses that in chats. So you can customize it and to use it to use it like an image of your own. So that's what the custom image custom user avatar means. Now the other thing is conversation starters, which is pretty straightforward. So these are the four conversation starters that you can add to any sort of app. And the next is text color and background color. So it's the text color and background color of the conversation starter. So it's using blue as the BG color and white as the text color. The next thing is enabling the landing page. So if you like, you can add like this page that appears before the app page. So this is like a simple landing page, but you can change it to a lighter theme or to a custom theme of your own, where you can specify the background color and the text color. I usually like the dark one. As like I prefer that. And you can also add SEO keywords. So if you are trying to get SEO for the app, you can add some keywords into the app so that it's searchable and indexable by the keywords. Keywords help you with search optimization. The next thing is YouTube demo URL. So you can add a YouTube video over here, and it will add like YouTube video. So let me try and just get a video and use that. Okay, so okay, yeah. Uh, Let me see if we can use this one. Okay, so I'm pasting a YouTube demo URL. And you can add some HTML custom code in the landing page too. Like we have this custom code in the app page. So you can add similarly, you can add custom code in the landing page itself. So here, let's see the changes. Okay, so let me go back to the app page, and you can see that okay, it added this landing page, and it added this YouTube video demo that I pasted, and then I can go into start using app, and I can it will be the same UI that was in the with the app. So there's one more thing that you can do is you can add like a button. So if you have like for example, some users have their blog and they want to add like a link to their blog, so you can add this blog and you can add a link for it over here in case it helps. Um, okay, so that covers design. The next thing is payments. So payments, as you might be aware, we help you monetize the app as well. So for that, you need a few options. So first thing you need is like is like a number of free chats that you're giving to the user. So free chats, what that means is that you have to give like a number of free chat credits to any user if you're monetizing. So for example, I'll give 10 free chats to each new user. So this setting does not apply to existing users, but it applies to new users. And the other thing is that you can reset it monthly as well. So you can reset this monthly, and then you can, yeah. So you have to enable the payments, and then you have to select the monetization type. So one-time payments are subscriptions. So I'll go with one-time payments, and then you have to select the price. So price could be that's your personal decision. However you want to price it at. So I'll say $10, and for that I'll give 100 chats, and I will not put a credit expiry. And you can add a coupon code as well for if you want to give a discount on this price. So I'll just update this. Okay, and then I'll go back into the app. As you can see, I'll have a buy credits option left. And as I said, the free chat option applies to all new users, so it doesn't apply to existing users. So if you are a new user, you will get the 10 free chats, and then you can buy more credits to use it. So if I click on buy credits, it creates this small Stripe pop up for me where I can pay the $10 securely, and you will receive 100 chat credits for this app. So that's how it works. If you have, if you exhaust the credits, it'll just say that you don't, please, purchase more credits in order to use the app. So that's how it works. And then I will also show you the data knowledge base. So we support ROG as well as not ROG kind of knowledge base. So if you're not using ROG, you will have to upload only you're limited to one file. But if you're using ROG, you can upload up to 100 files, and you'll have to select the vector DB that you want to use. So so this is just a way of how the content uh, is stored. So we've seen like all these kind of work on a similar performance, give a similar performance. But for example, if you are using like a Gemini model, then we recommend using the Gemini knowledge storage as well, because it works well with with Gemini apps. So it's your choice. I think like I've been asked what the difference is, but the difference is. I think difference is only in terms of like slight performance. So, for example, a user who was experiencing some hallucinations with OpenAI as the knowledge storage, it was significantly improved by changing it to Pinecone. So, I would recommend starting out with Pinecone and like experimenting with different types of knowledge storage that we support. And the next thing is URL. So you can train it on a URL as well. So it's if you want to use something like CalStudio.com. So it recursively fetches all the URLs in that website, and it trains it on that. For this app, I'm not sure we need like a knowledge storage, but yeah, this option is just extends the capability of the app to use like a ROG with the app. So yeah, and then I'll go into actions. So this has some tools that we support. I will just talk about um, the main ones, and then I'll try to go like I know this some of them might be technical, so I'll try to just explain it in the easiest way. So file generation is just generates like a file for so it creates a file and returns the file to the user. And Google search, and this uses the this is only available for GPT models, so it's using the OpenAI's code interpreter feature to generate that file. And then Google search is just using a simple web search functionality with the app. So with OpenAI, it's kind of uh, we used to use like the inbuilt function, but we now, if you have this enabled, we will use like a Google search to answer the question. And then there is stock analysis. So stock analysis, you can, if you have stock analysis enabled, you can ask questions about a recent stock price to the app, and it will fetch the stock price, the market cap, and all the metrics for that stock. Web fetching is just fetches and analyzes content from URLs. So, for example, if I have this enabled and I ask the app, okay, what's on this website, www.calstudio.com, and then it will go through the website. It'll use to answer your question. And table outputs is just generating like formatted tables. So sometimes the output is not in a good is not formatted well for, and it's a table output. It should be like it should render a table. So this forces that to check that automatically and render the table if needed. Date and time just uses the current date and time in the responses. And then image generation is just generating like an image in the app, so you can um, generate that. And then speech generation is similar. It generates the speech instead of the image. And user memory is this feature lets the app remember the conversations. If if you're like ChatGPT, once you are in a single thread, you go into another thread and it automatically remembers like what you might have talked about previously. So it's kind of similar to that. You can enable it, and just uh, as a user, each new user will have their memory for the app, and they can talk with the app. So I will yeah, I will have, and it's important to note that each tool call may slow down response time because it takes time to invoke the tool, and yeah, to call that. So I will have this. Maybe I'll check enable Google search, and I'll enable web fetching, um, and and I'll talk about function calling and MCP as well before showing you like the difference. So function calling is just OpenAI's way of getting using code in the app. So you can have like code running on a separate website, and you can define like a function to use to run that code. So a very simple example is this get weather function. So for example, you have this code running somewhere, and this is technical. So this is the part where if you're connecting with a function, we will need to have your own code. So if you have some code somewhere which returns the weather, you can just provide that in this webhook URL, and then you can provide all the function details that would be helpful, so that it knows when to call that function and how to use that as an output in the as how to use that in the responses. Um, and then MCP does kind of a similar job, but it lets you sort of like create, like if you have if you are running like a server which has all these um, like these functions available. So, for example, the example that I've given is a documentation helper. So here there's some Git MCP that's running that has the TikTok and documentation, and it has these functions called search TikTok and documentation, fetch TikTok and documentation. So you can create like an MCP similarly with all your functions, and you can specify the functions here, and then you can provide where the MCP is hosted in this server URL, and then yeah, it will just automatically use that as necessary in the app's responses. So this, if you want to learn more about MCP, there is like this OpenAI's cookbook about MCP, which I think is really cool. So I'll recommend giving this a read as well. But it's but all this like both MCP and function calling, what it does, it lets you connect with some external code, like give the app the ability to run external code and use that in the app's responses. So so I will, let's see, I will enable Google search. I can talk about webhook as well. So webhook is just, if you want to, the simplest use case for this is that if you have like a database somewhere and you want to store every response that's coming in, or you want to do something off of that, you can you can use your own webhook URL. So you can build like a simple webhook on a platform like Zapier or Make.com, and that will that will just receive this like a request body like this, and then you can select a trigger when we should send that webhook. So we can send it when a new user signs up, so that you can have like all the new user information in one page. Or you can select custom conditions. So for example, you can say, oh, is the user talking about something specific? Only then send me this message information. If not, then it will not send it. So I think as I said, the easiest use case is that if you have a database where you want to store every response that's coming in, then you can use a webhook, and it will just it will just use that, and it will send you the information every time. So, okay, so I'll just update this. Okay, so now if I go back into the app, let's say, so I have web fetching and Google search enabled, so I'll just maybe test it with web fetching. Since this is a math app, it might just tell me that I'll ask questions about math, but let me do, what does CalStudio.com do? Okay. So as you can see, it has based on the page you provided. So it's searching the information using a web fetching tool, and it is just using that as an output. So that's how it works. You can, as you can see, I have 0 credits left now. So if I say something like "Hi," it will say you have exhausted your credits for this app. Please obtain more credits to continue using the app. So I'll have to buy more credits, or I'll have to request the creator for it. So if I go back into the editor again, the last option is this access code. So this is, sorry, some more settings. So you can put an access code into your app. So if you only want people to certain specific people to use the app, you can just gate access to it using the access code. And this is pretty straightforward. So you can select the login display language. So English or Spanish is the only option that we support right now. And then you can select the API type. So this is, if you are a bit technical, then Responses API is the latest API by OpenAI, but you can go for an earlier version, which is like Assistant API. So I'll show you access code. For example, I'll put a simple access code, and then these are like the AI settings. So response size, verbosity, temperature. This controls like how the model behaves. So if you want to, if you want to force it to always render large outputs, then you can select the large over here. But the medium is also very well balanced, so that's why it's the default option. Uh, Verbosity does something similar. So verbosity is just conciseness. So if you want the app's response to be concise, then you can go for a low verbosity. But if you want it to be, um, like less concise, then you can go for a high verbosity. And then temperature is the randomness of responses. So if you want the responses to be similar in like how they are, then you can just go for a lower temp. But one will give you like creative difference in outputs. Okay, and I'll just save it once more before this, like a few more options left that I can show you. So now if I do this, then it will ask me for an access code. So if I don't provide the current code, I'll say access code provided is invalid. Otherwise, it will just validate the access code and let me use the app. And you can see that it has given me the 1 credit again. This is because the app is in test mode right now. So this in test mode, if you refresh the page, you will get back the credits to use it. but in production it will work as expected, where you have to where you will run out of credits and you'll have to purchase more credits. Okay, so I'll just quickly explain the last options. So pre-chat question lets you add some questions in a form style manner before the app is used. So I can add maybe one question like, what is your grade level right now? Just to show you how it works. And you can also add like a GDPR consent text. So this is, for example, if you're based in EU, you'll have to, you might need this. So you can paste in whatever text you like, and it will just show that before the app is used. Embed only access means that the app will not be able to, you can only, like if you're embedding the app on your website and you don't want it to be available through the CalStudio domain, then you can check this option. And finally, the white labeling. So when I go into the app, you can see that it has the powered by CalStudio option over here. So you can remove that and you can add your own branding. So you can, if I'll probably do something like, okay, so I'll do something like this is my app. And you can add your own email as well, so people can request support to it directly. So now I have added GDPR consent text, I've added this form question, and I've added like a white label link. So I'll go ahead and update the app one more time, and just to see how these options work. Okay, so now if I go back into the app, it will first give me this thing, and I agree, and then it will ask me this, which I'll answer as well. And you can access all these things as a creator, by the way. So this is, and then it will say this is my app, and yeah, and a sign up button. So that's most of the options that we support. I guess that covers most of it. I'll go back into the dashboard, and now you can see that I can. There will be this analytics page where you can see the users and you can see the usage. So I'll click on this analytics. Let's take one moment for it to load. Okay, so now you can see that there is like these three prompts that have been used. So you can access the chat threads. So I can let me check this one. Yeah, that was the one that we sent with the voice mic. So I'll go back into the app, and as it grows, you can export this to CSV as well. So you can you can if you are trying to record somewhere, you can export almost every conversation into a CSV. So I'll go back into the dashboard, and now once I'm ready with this, I'll hit launch so anyone can use the app. So let me launch the app. Okay, and now you can delete it as well. So you can delete the app if you're not happy with it, or you can clone the app and create a new one. So you can now embed the app as an iframe on any website. This is pretty simple, and you can even use it as a support chatbot widget. So similar to the one that you see on this page, like on the bottom right. So you can use it like that, and you can also publish it into a custom domain. So that means you can connect your custom domain with it. That's a very simple process, for which we have like a dedicated video that you can follow. And you can also connect it to WhatsApp. So this is done through Twilio, and we have like a very helpful blog that explains the process step by step, what you have to do. But you just have to connect your Twilio account, and you can connect your app to WhatsApp as well. And then on the website, you can see that we have a marketplace where you can access maybe some other apps that were created by other creators, and you can put your own app on the marketplace if you like. And then we have the user space. So this is a simple single user page where you can access all the user information. You can delete the user as well, or you can view their analytics, or you can reset their password. So this is a one page for user management. And we have API keys too. So you can use the API to access the app. You don't have to, in case you're building something of your own and you don't want to use the use the apps, use our UI. You can build something of your own. Okay, so um, yeah, so this since there is a limit on this call, I think there's a 60-minute limit, and there's 10 minutes left. So just wrap it up, and I will maybe just show you the last option that we added recently. So this is called affiliates. So you can now invite people into into using the you can invite referral partners for your app. So this way you can define like what app you want, what their name, email, and the commission that you want to offer them, and the cookie duration. So I will create a dedicated video for this as well. So this is like a feature that we launched a day before. So you can select the app, and then you can provide the affiliate name and their um, okay, and their information, and then you can add them. So this is like, yeah, this is how it works. Maybe there's one last thing that I'm missing is the grant credit option. So you can manually grant credits to someone. So as you saw, I had only one credit left, but I can, give myself more credits. It's up to 500 at a time. So yeah, this is how it works. I did not get the time to cover studios, so probably I will do that in the next session. Plan to host this now probably every week or so. So I will do that now. But this covers like all the apps functionalities. So I will just stop sharing, and if there's any sort of questions you might have, I can answer that. Or if yeah, if there's anything about the platform that you want to ask, I can answer that.